Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the Nashaha podcast. For some times now, I have been thinking, brainstorming. I've got this strong desire to start a podcast, but then what am I going to talk about? Should I talk about business? Because at the time, I was really into business and marketing. Should I talk about hobbies? Should I talk about this? Should I talk about that? I was just talking the planning zone. And just recently, I started to like, you know what, I'm going to take a break from all this whole thing, coupled with the fact that my siblings fell sick and I had to put a pause on the business and travel down. So I have not been active in my marketing business for some time. And during that break period, I was not as interested as I used to be. And I just kind of let it be and just take that break is actually very important to pause or to slow down to speed up. So I was asking Allah French Allah in Istikhara for guidance, and a thought just popped up in my head one day, and I'm like, you know what? There's actually something going in here that I have not figured out sometimes. The fact that for at least 7 years now, I have been actively teaching the Quran, learning the Quran. In fact, I am a Quran teacher outside of social media and outside of my marketing business. And then online, people knows me in as someone that's into business. But then off social media, people know me with Quran. That is what they know me with. And I was having this inner dialogue, or what I say, inner argument with whether am I living a fake life online, and really what is it about? Why am I like two different person physically and on social media? It looks more or less like it's not the same me, because people around me don't really know much about the marketing side of me, but it's something that I pick up because growing up as a child, I do follow my mom to the market. So I really enjoy the buying, selling, and everything involving marketing. And because I love social media and I'm quite good with tech tools, I just feel like, you know what, I love this. Let's go do it. And I started the business marketing, but it feels like this really wouldn't lead me to where my journey is. But at the point of recording this podcast, I am not yet shutting down my business and marketing brand, but I really want to start something online that really reflects who I am off social media, which is a speaker. And yeah, I said speaker because I do give lectures, Islamic themed lectures. I people do call me to come give lectures, so I would say I'm a speaker in the making. And yeah, I've actually trained with Power Voice Academy, so yeah, I can say I'm a speaker now. And then start something Quran teaching, not necessarily the way we say it online, but just something much more, I would say, just combining Quran learning with personal development and healing and all those stuff. That's what just clicked for me, and I just got this idea like just bruising in my brain, and I just ran off immediately to pick my paper and pen and start writing, because what the ideas were just amazing. And just before I forget, this podcast is gonna be a raw, unedited, unscripted podcast. So you can get you might hear a lot of typos, you might hear a lot of bickering, whatever. But I'm really not going to go through that stress of keeping it scripted or whatever. I'm just trying to let everything go without perfectionism. It's something that always comes up when I try to do something. And this podcast, in fact, after putting all the titles together, I was waiting like I need my own personal background sound that's customized to me. oh God, how long is it gonna take? Where am I gonna start from? Getting this audio that I can mix and create a very amazing intro for this podcast. I was just stuck planning just the intro, and I'm like, you know what? We are going to do this podcast without intro. So this is me letting you know that this is just straight to the point kind of podcast. No intro, no. This podcast was brought to you by Sharifa Yahya. Nothing of such will be in this podcast. Just me, my microphone, what I have in my head that I want to say, and we'll get into it. So, yeah, if you don't know me or ever heard of me, let me give you a quick intro of who is talking to you. My name is Sharifa Yahya, a Nigerian mom of two. Yeah, I have a 3-year-old girl and I have a 1 year plus, getting close to 2 years, and I am 23. Yeah, getting close to 24 years old. So yeah, I'm a Gen Z mom. Yeah, and this podcast that I'm starting is going to be about my journey towards my journey from being a regular Muslim that really knows close to nothing about her religion to becoming a hafidhah, alhamdulillah, memorizing the whole Quran, teaching Quran, and wearing a niqab. And not just that, we want to walk you through the journey of learning and connecting with Allah, connecting with the Quran, healing, and everything in between to becoming a better version of yourself. Yeah, with a Jannah driven goal. So it's not just about personal development for this dunya alone, but at the same time, we have to be filling our akhirah CV, bi'idhnillah. So that's what this podcast is going to be about. You can expect interviews when I'm going to look around for sisters that have been on the Quran journey so they come share with us what they're doing and something to give us some specks of motivation and inspiration. And then I will take us on the personal development, the Quran learning, the healing journey. That's just the concept that's buzzing in my head for this podcast. And yeah, I don't really know if the name Not Sure Her really makes sense for what I want to do with this podcast, but I have spent a whole lot of time trying to like brainstorm a good name. Yeah, good name, I would say. Good enough. Okay, for this podcast, but just nothing seems to be coming up for me. And I'm like, you know what? All of a sudden, I just got this. Not sure her, not sure her, had this, had that. Just different things that were just random things, I would say. And I'm like, okay, let's make it not sure her, but because I just get that done with. I really do not want to stay stuck planning the whole thing before I do it. It's just taking so much longer. And I really don't want to spend that time. So, yeah. And here we are, and I'm recording the introduction just like that without any preparation. Okay, so yeah, that's just a little bit about me and what this podcast is about because this podcast is going to include journey about myself as we progress through it. Inshallah, Bismillah Rahman, you are going to get to know more about me, my children, and what I do. And inshallah, whatever I have to bring to the table is just everything in between from Quran connection to make you better Muslimah, inshallah. And yeah, you can as well benefit from here. I will be quoting Quran verses, bringing hadith depending on the theme of the conversation. If you're going to be a non-Muslim listener, if you're going to be a non-Muslim listener, you can benefit one or two from what I will be saying inside of this podcast. And if you're not, you can just listen and yeah, inshallah, this is just a starting point. We don't have to like make it look so much that we just get so overwhelmed. We're just gonna do it as this, and it's a journey, and we're gonna grow through it being Rahman. So yeah, bye. It's Girl Sharifa, and expect a new episode every Friday morning, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. That's all for today.